Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Up next in our Trailblazer segment, brought to you by OGPay.com, today we're featuring Kimberly Meredith. She's a world-renowned celebrity medical intuitive healer, leading spiritual speaker, and the best-selling author of The Awakening to the Fifth Dimension, Discovering the Soul's Path to Healing. Following two near-death experiences, what we call NDEs, Kimberly now connects with those who have crossed over. Today, we're chatting about life after death, spiritual healing, and how psychic mediums are the new wellness coaches. While psychics have traditionally profited from predicting the future or communicating with deceased relatives, many are now working in the general field of wellness, calling themselves intuitives or intuitive healers who channel energy that helps people discover what they want out of life. A recent survey by the Pew Research found that 62% of Americans do believe in at least one of four spiritual concepts identified as New Age, like reincarnation and astrology, and over 40% believe in psychics. One market analysis found that the psychic services industry grew steadily over the past 5 years, reaching over $5 billion in revenue to date. In various ancient cultures, shamans were considered a link to the spirit world. Haitian voodoo, Puerto Rican brujeria, and Wiccan traditions all focused heavily on communicating with spirits. In the United States, in the late 1800s, spiritualism, a religious movement in which seances to communicate with the dead were a central practice, was incredibly popular. While the language is different, communicating with spirits on the so-called other side is also an accepted practice in Christianity. Angels are central characters in biblical stories, and when humans die, telling believers that loved ones will quote unquote always be with them as spiritual guides is actually very common practice. Here to chat some more is the amazing Kimberly Meredith. Welcome to the show, superstar.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited about being here. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Congratulations on the book and how incredibly well done it is. Now, I want to jump right into it. So, if we look at the big question that mediumship is fundamentally exploring, Kimberly, it's really, is there life after death? Why are we here? And do angels exist? You are the expert. Tell me.
Yeah, you explained it so well, just the beginning there, leading it in. There absolutely is life after death. I had two near death experiences. And even when I was a child, I was communicating with the paranormal. My eyes have been communicating, and I do it through blinking. I'm clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairescent. And now I do this daily. I help people connect to their loved ones that have crossed over. I do it in through connecting through codes and signs and helping people that have had family members even take their lives and cross over from all kinds of different conditions. And it brings relief and comfort to know that members from their life that have crossed over are here to communicate. Not only maybe you've had a family member not even get along, or maybe something had happened to you with that family member, that they want to come in and help heal the relationship. Healing the relationship of loved ones from the other side is really a big thing right now. So, say maybe you've had a relative that you didn't get along with. Say maybe your mom and you had a confrontation or something and they've crossed. They want to come back and heal that relationship. So, karmic past wounds is a big thing right now. So, like you're saying, people sometimes have to go to therapy and maybe go to a lot of sessions. When you go to maybe a medium and do a coaching with them, and they connect to a loved one that has crossed over, they come in really quickly and give you signs of communication and heal that past karmic relationship. So it's very interesting right now to work with mediums and psychics to call in the other side and heal those relationships. It's an exciting time right now. My book is called The Awakening to the Fifth Dimension, because the next 10 years, we're not only communicating with the other side, but we're also awakening our own intuitive abilities. A lot
And
of people,
communicating with each other. And that's what I wanted to get into, you segue into your second question. So,
yeah,
yeah, to your point, and we'll get to your book in just a minute, but Yeah, we encounter angels daily. Just, I mean, look around, right? Angels are everywhere. They're carved on the side of buildings, spotted in a cloud formation or fountain, in paintings, flowers and gravestones, and even scents and smells. I mean, they're always hovering near. I just tell people look for the clues and be open to the signs. Now, how did you first discover your psychic abilities?
Well, I was born with my eyes that blinked, like I first said, and my mom would not like that. She would slap me and say, "Don't blink." My grandmother encouraged it. And after my two near death experiences, my mom died young. She had alcoholism. And after my NDEs, I started seeing the symbol eight. And when I was young, I had asked my grandmother, she's Italian Catholic, she wanted the cross on my mom's tombstone. I wanted the eight, which is the infinity sign. So when you talk about signs and symbols, there's fours, twos, and threes, and eights. I see the eight appear over people now because my mom is coming from the other side and she is the symbol of the eight. The eight is the infinity sign. So when I see the eight over people, I know that they're communicating with a loved one that's a connecting of the soulmate. The infinity sign is a very important sign right now that's coming into the world. It's the 888 process. So signs and symbols are very important for people to understand that they're communicating us from the other side. So I started learning how to be a medical intuitive medium through signs and symbols and hearing the messages from the other side. And I help people also learn to communicate through those signs and symbols.
You are brilliant. Now, you do communicate with the dead often and relay messages. How accurate is the information you are receiving?
It's I'd say pretty close to 99 to 100% accurate. I'm a medical intuitive medium, so not only do I go through people's bodies medically, I find the root cause of why people got sick, and also I do speak to the other side. So a lot of times the guides that I work with, which is my medical teams, I've been researched by some of the most famous research institutions like IONS, SciTech, and Dr. Norman C. Shealy. But now my team that I work with Edgar Casey and all of those messages that come from those people, now my relatives that come in now that want to work, they push those guys out and the relatives will come in like, so say your mom has crossed over, she wants to get in on the information. So say I'm doing a reading for like Mary's mom that crossed over. So I'll say, oh, your mother Janet is here. And so my client will say, my mom Janet just passed away. I'll say, well, your mom is saying that your heart is not doing very well and your heart needs to get checked out. And the person might say, no, my heart is fine. And the person might want me to talk about their knee, or maybe I'll hear they have thyroid problem. But their mother is coming in from the other side, who I know has passed away, maybe of heart disease, is worried about their heart and maybe their GI tract. So it's like a family affair now with
It's
me.
a family affair. You're completely involved. Talk about a HIPAA act over there. Now, how does a medical intuitive like yourself complete the task at hand?
Um, well, here we go. I have another thing that God had given me after I crossed over and came back. And I the journey was not easy, by the way, of me recuperating. It took 2.5 years. I was in a wheelchair as I was recuperating from my two near-death experiences. Learning that I was becoming a medical intuitive medium and psychic, I became also a healer. So I am a Reiki master healer. So after I do the readings and after I give everybody their information, I do healing. So I also teach healing and generate healing through my hands. And I do a lot of expos and in my office, even in Encino and on Zoom, I generate healing to the body. And I hear a message come in, it'll say, Kimberly, it's not me that does it. It's the energy of the angels and the guides and the Holy One. They'll say, let's do healing. And so we generate the healing. And I'm getting chills right now. They say, I'm glad you mentioned that because they say, don't leave out that we're supposed to learn to heal, especially in the next 10 years. They want this to happen.
Oh, I'm getting chills. Now, psychic power allows us to really access information directly from the universe, and we're all born with these intuitive abilities. I know I am. Many have discovered personal psychic abilities that go well beyond tarot card readings or mediumship. I mean, from telepathy to telekinesis, clairvoyance to clairsentience, the expand use of our minds knows only the bounds we choose. So you are clearly taking yours to the next level. Now, during this turbulent time on the planet that some have dubbed as the Great Shift, much helpful and inspiring channeling information is definitely pouring forth. At least I'm feeling it. The number of channelers, such as yourself, perhaps even myself, have grown exponentially in the past decade. Wise dispatches have arrived to help us traverse the sometimes shaky path. Now, you are a life coach to many with recurrent clients. How do you use your intuitive intelligence to guide people through their issues to find happiness, success, and self love?
I love that question. The guides are saying, I step away always and let them come through, and I make a really nice plan for everybody. And as I go through whatever the client is asking me, the guides will come in and give the answers to each individual person of what their needs and plan is and what they're headed for in the next. I say I do it in like increments of time. Normally, people don't have to stay with me for too long. They take off pretty fast with their life plans. And it's pretty exciting because the guides want people to heal quickly, not have any dis-ease or discomfort in their body. They don't want them to stay stuck in the third dimension, which is a worry and the fear. And the dis-ease, and they want them to feel free and lifted and light, and they want them to move in the fifth dimension. The book is about 5D, but they want them to move beyond even the fifth dimension because we have this increment of 10 years, because the awakening is going to happen in 2033, and they want them to feel as organic and happy as possible, to love our brothers and sisters, to help each other, to be together, and to be sort of more of the old-fashioned way, more love and community and family driven. And so my guides just do everything through a lot of mathematical timeline. I don't feel lifetimes, more timeline and dimensional increments. So it's very easy once we do a session together to move it through.
2033, that reduces to the number 8 again.
Yes,
There you
everything's
go.
and
Now,
infinity.
yes. You see, I picked up on that really quickly. Now we have about a minute and a half left. What happens to our consciousness when we die? Do we go to heaven or another realm? Are we united with loved ones who have passed on? Enlighten me.
There is no death. We transcend, and we hopefully, if we are here raising our consciousness, and we all, I feel everybody can do that. We all can be kind and loving and helpful, and as we raise our consciousness, we can just keep evolving. But we do need to take responsibility for our earth right now and our planet and our and helping others and serving, and understand we are divinely protected. And I do feel that this is an important time, like I was saying, in the next 10 years to do this.
And will we be reunited with our loved ones at some point?
Absolutely. Right now, we're reunited with our loved ones. Your loved ones never leave you. Even if you're sleeping at night, you can feel maybe a little tap on your shoulder. Or, we all have an angel. We all have guardian angels. We all have spirit guides. We all come into the world with those specific guides, and we get more of those guides as we're here. And I'm here to help people. I'm always available for people if you need me.
Well, you're preaching to the choir. I know this very well, but I just wanted my audience to get the validation from the expert at hand, which is you. And that we are officially out of time. Kimberly, thank you so much for coming on and being so transparent and graceful and full of information. You are absolutely out of this world.
Thank you so much. Peace to everybody, and God bless you.
That was our Trailblazer segment brought to you by OGPay.com. And that was the incredible Kimberly Meredith, author of Awakening to the Fifth Dimension, Discovering the Soul's Path to Healing. You could head directly to thehealingtrilogy.com or check her out on the gram at meredith.kimberly. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. We'll be right back after this.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by Caldwell Soames Incorporated, investing globally in transformative businesses like Original Digital Corporation, or ODC. ODC develops advanced consumer and commercial fintech solutions such as OGPay, which will transform the way you manage your money. From sending and receiving money globally for free, paying for goods and services in person and online, pay bills, buy and sell digital currencies, all while earning interest. OGPay is easy to set up, FDIC insured, and your information is secured. Check out ogpay.com.